Be intimate with your coworkers. Nothing romantic right there. We're talking closeness. We're talking we feel close together. Be intimate. No great team is built without intimacy. Without, like the Cathedral of Milan, it's a product of intimacy. I got to see this thing. It was started in the late 1300s, finished 120 years later. It's massive. It's the third largest cathedral in the world. It holds up to 40,000 people. A lot of people were involved in building this thing, including Leonardo da Vinci, engineers, architects. We don't know a whole lot about how they built it specifically, but we do know they floated marble from 60 miles away to construct this thing from a quarry. We know some of what they did not do to get this thing done. They didn't get stuck in gossip and conflict all the time. They didn't avoid everything. They had some level of commitment. They talked about things. They brought out the core issues. They had to. We know this because eventually they got this thing done. They had to bring out the elephants to address it. We know they addressed the problems. And they had a plan and a model that they followed to build this level of closeness. You can follow a model as well. Here's a model for you. It's a building. So on the very first floor, it's connection. And then on the second floor, it's conflict. On the third floor, it's courage. When you have all three of these, you have corporate intimacy. You have to put effort into connection, or it really won't happen. If you're not intentional, it won't happen consistently. That's why we have Christmas parties and recognition events, and we plan birthday celebrations, because it works that intentionality. And that builds a foundation of trust. It's why it's so essential. So if we don't do it consistently, it won't happen. And we get to learn how to encourage people, and we get to learn about their personalities, and we get to practice when we have connection. Practice reaching out. Practice encouraging. Practice the skills that we learn. But we have to challenge people to and give them opportunities to open up. You can ask them to open up. I know it's going to be awkward. It might not be fun, but there's different ways you can start a meeting this way. Start an event with some simple questions that challenge people to share. But you have to lead the way as the leader, or it won't happen. Now, you won't venture to that second floor, conflict, if you don't believe conflict is beneficial. You won't have those tough conversations amid the tension. You won't reach out. Now, and then you miss out. What you miss out on is information that you only find when you have tense conversations, which leads you to insight that energizes you to take action. And if you avoid those situations, you don't get that. So you lean into conversations. You have those conversations even when they're uncomfortable. And you end up addressing and getting information. You talk about what the importance of what the topic is, what's been done in the past, what the obstacles are, what ideas you have, which gives you energy to create a plan to actually take action, because you have that inspiration. And it will require, at that point, once you've had those tense conversations, it will require courage. And this is a different kind of courage. It's the kind of courage that I would suggest is actually scarier than skydiving for many people. Because when you skydive, you pretty much know you're going to land. When you reach out, you are letting go of the outcome. It's not someplace you've actually been before. That's why it's so scary to reach out and to address. It's letting go. So you're deciding to make a decision. And once you decide to say, I'm going to address an issue, or I'm going to say yes to an opportunity, courage is required. But we wish we had the courage before we had to take the step. No, behind the courage comes fear and uncertainty, because we haven't done it before, and we don't know if it's going to go well. When you push through the fear and uncertainty, that's when the good stuff comes. We realize that we have capabilities we forgot that we had. We develop capabilities. We realize we have talents that we haven't even used. And we grow in our confidence because we push through and we let go. So my grandfather was a great model of this for me. He, at age 39, enlisted in the Navy during World War II. It was in combat. He didn't have to do this. He decided he wanted to help. I'm really glad he survived, or I would not be alive today, but he was that model for me. Now, the best thing about my grandfather was that he was crazy about me. He was a model of courage and intimacy. He died when I was 15. His legacy inspires me today to be courageous. Share with me at the break whose legacy inspires you. Will you leave a legacy of courage and intimacy? Thank you.